Hey guys, it's Sam, and I decided to do something a little bit different this week. Just to quickly explain what's in this video, I'm doing figure drawings. Each of these were done in 30 seconds. I used quick poses. It's not sponsored. Link is in the description to go to this website. It's pretty cool. I recommend checking it out. And yeah, so anyway, what I wanted to do was kind of have a video where I could focus more on the commentary versus the artwork itself, because I feel like whenever I do something more full-blown and detailed, I have to talk about the drawing and not really any particular topic. So I wanted to try that first of all, just talking about a topic, and I figured it would be easiest if I had some sort of like nothing-ish thing going on in the background. By the way, this is real time, not sped up at all. But anyway, so what I wanted to talk about was something that I've experienced a lot as an artist, and I know that many other people have too, and that's jealousy. The reason I bring this up is because I've been feeling it recently, and I just kind of wanted to vent, or just maybe talk about my experiences. The thing with jealousy with me, just my own personal story, is that it didn't really start until I interacted with and met other people. And this is just exclusively art, nothing else. Obviously I've felt jealous in other things, but I just want to talk about art too. Like when I was a little kid, like we had art in our elementary school and stuff like that, and I took those classes, and I always felt special or something. Like the teachers really praised us back then, so I felt like I was really good. And then it's like I go on the internet, and the first art related place that I joined was this Inuyasha, specifically Inuyasha art website, kind of like the really old DeviantArt, but only for Inuyasha. And I was obviously a huge Inuyasha fan back then, if you guys watched my old sketchbook videos. And so I started drawing and posting on there, and that was my first real interactions with other people online, people I didn't know in person. And that was a new experience for me, because I thought I was not that bad, and kind of like a lot of young artists that I have since encountered, they all kind of have really high egos, and it's like we get slapped in the face when we get older and realize, oh wait, we're not actually that great. There are people who are better than us, and that's okay. And that's something that took a really long time for me, and it's still something that I kind of sometimes struggle with. But basically, I found other artists on there, and I kept looking at their stuff, and I'm like, okay, that's really cool, because it's when you look at anime and manga, you're like, oh, these guys are professionals, this is their job, so of course they're going to be really good. You don't think about it when you just meet other people who are like, hey, this person's just like me, but they're better than me. How is that a thing that's possible? And it kind of got worse when I joined DeviantArt, like almost 10 years ago now, and I kept seeing all these amazing artists, and I found that the first thing that I always did, guaranteed, when finding new artists that were really good, was check how old they were. I did that consistently, nonstop, and it's like, oh, well, if they're older than me, then it's like I have so much time to reach that point that they're at, and it's okay because I have the time to do that. But if they were my age, or they were younger than me and they were better than me, then I thought, well, I'm doing something wrong, and it's my fault, and I should be better, and it's not fair, and insert a bunch of other sort of excuses and reasons here. And that's how I was like when I was growing up with the art community. I was a very bitter person, but I tried not to like openly be an asshole, though. It was mostly on the inside where I kept all those feels. But like the more and more that I thought about it, and the more and more I just was trying to push that aside, and like I won't look at these other people's arts, and I'll just try and focus on myself, and it helped off and on. And I kept trying to tell myself something that I heard so many other artists saying, which was that it doesn't matter because they're not you. You have had different experiences than them, and it's not fair to compare yourself to anyone else but yourself, because they've all been on different journeys, and you're on your own journey, and you're learning the way that you're learning, and that's okay. Like, there's no reason for you to feel bad about it. And so I kept trying to tell myself that, and whenever I would see other artists who were experiencing that, I would tell them that, and I felt like a hypocrite because I didn't actually believe it, but I kept saying it anyway because I wanted to believe it. And I don't know if this is like anything for a video. This is probably, I don't know. You guys can let me know like how this is, but this isn't scripted. I'm just going through the mindset of how I was. And anyway, so that was me for many years of just telling myself and other people that I met that it's like, you know, it's okay to feel jealous, but you need to worry about you. And what helped me also a lot was looking at my older artwork. And I know a lot of people feel ashamed when they look at their older artwork. They're like, oh my god, no, don't show anybody, it's terrible. But I love looking at my older artwork. I've always loved looking at my older artwork. And I think it's because, or pretty much I know it's because, I look back at it and I see how I was, and I am so much better now. And even if like I look at some stuff that I drew recently, not that long ago, it's like, oh, well, even if so little time has passed, that time has still passed, and I've still learned things in that time. I'm better now than I was yesterday, and that has definitely helped me. And when there is a DeviantArt meme that's like your art from 2003 or something to now, and I filled that out a couple years ago for the first time, and you have like 4 pictures that you choose for each year. And when I filled it out and I finished it and I was looking at it, I was just so dumbfounded. I was like, I did that. I started from this point and I managed to get all the way down to this point, and there is a huge difference, and I felt really proud of myself. And then like not too long later, I look at other people's improvement memes and they improved like so much faster, and then I'm down in that slump again, like, why didn't I improve more in that time period? And it's just frustrating, and it's a struggle, and I feel like I'm rambling right now, and I feel really bad. This commentary is probably really bad, but I really wanted to talk about this because it was a big influence in my life, in my work, and it was one of the reasons why I kept pushing myself so much to improve, because I really wanted to get better, and I really wanted to see my artwork in the same way that I saw these other people's artwork. I wanted to look at my stuff and be like, that's good. I drew that. I'm good. And occasionally I did experience those feelings. A lot of the time, most of the time, I really hated everything that I did. Finished picture, just a sketch, like whatever it was, I hated it. I was like, this is terrible, this isn't good enough. And it was so annoying because it's like I could look at my pictures and I could see what was wrong, but I didn't know how to fix it. So that's a whole nother thing that's different than jealousy. But like, anyway, I don't know where I'm going with this. But I guess I could talk about myself now, because those things are still kind of there, but it's nowhere near as severe as it was when I was younger. And I'm almost 24, I'll be 24 in March, and I just remember being like 15 and I was like, wow, 20, that's really old. And it's like, I'll have plenty of time, and it's like, I'm 24 now. Is this where I wanted to be? I have no idea. But I feel okay sometimes where I am, and I think that it's okay to feel jealous. It's okay to like feel down, but you just have to remember and keep reminding yourself, even if you don't believe it, because if you say it over and over again enough, you will start to believe it. And I think that's really what's helped me feel better about myself and my artwork, is that I am okay. I am on my own journey. This is me, this is my life, this is how much I've improved, and that's awesome. And I'm proud of myself, and I just wanted to say that. And oh gosh. Okay, hopefully you guys were okay with this different thing. I'm sorry that it was so awkward and rambly. And yeah, feel free to comment below with your experiences with jealousy, or I don't know. I'm gonna end this now. This is bad. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye!